Thanks. So, I despise social media. I really do. And it's not about the content like Brooke was talking about. It's about how they take our social network information, monetize it, market it, and make money off of it, and do it with terrible security on their sites. I just don't trust them. So is there a safe place where we can be on the internet and be social? This article in Motherboard talked to me about Mastodon. And where Twitter is a monster with tiny little posts, Mastodon is a whole bunch of separate social sites that are federated together. Nobody owns any of them except the operators. So in Mastodon, they have an environment where they focus on safety, just a good place to be. Nobody's trying to make money off of you. So with all these instances, over 1,500 of them, where should I make my home? Instances have themes. I first joined one on cybersecurity, but it was brand new and basically nobody was there. Then I found 10 Forward, a site focused on Star Trek: The Next Generation. And so I thought, okay, I like that series. Let's go there and do this. A lot of the people on there took the names of named characters. I decided I wanted to be a more understood but anonymous. I would be a security officer, a junior security officer, also known as a red shirt. But not this kind of red shirt. No. I'm a red shirt with an attitude. So, I lost my communicator badge, sorry. So, I started posting. I created the identity Redshirt 27, about as generic as you can get. And that was my first post. Shoot me. It's really, what do you do when you show up on the transporter and you're a newbie? But I started posting, and I realized I wasn't really connecting with anyone. I was they'd reply, and I wouldn't engage in conversation. I was being antisocial on a social networking site. I was acting as if I was all alone on a starship. So I went with it. And then my character, Redshirt 27, started acting like he was making personal log entries, and I was feverishly typing Mastodon posts to get them out for people to read. It came in a terrible torrent. After 3 hours of this, I finally literally had to tell the character, stop, I need to take a pee break. But before you knew it, let me step back. I'm a lucid dreamer. I've had really involved dreams, very complex, but this led to a detective mystery story, 70,000 words in 5 days for the first draft. And the thing is that I'm not a fiction writer. I wrote a story 42 years ago in high school that didn't get a great grade. I'm an engineer. I don't need fiction, ignoring some of my project status reports. But so suddenly I'd written a novel. And novels, I found, really contain two things. One is you do world building. You build the environment for your story. I had Star Trek. I just borrowed it. Second is character creation. I had a red shirt. I just borrowed that. Had a 2-month break. Then Redshirt 27 came back and said, hey, I did another 100,000 words in 3 weeks for a completely unrelated sequel. I mean, it was a sequel, but completely different. So I had to stop and think, what happened to me? How did this happen? I'm not a fiction writer. I've not been taught. I don't know anything about story arcs or anything else. I just watch TV and movies. And it turned out I really had to think about this, in that there was something in me that was evidently sitting there for decades waiting for an excuse to come out. And what was that? I consider it an inner talent. I think we all have inner talents that are just waiting to come out. We didn't consciously develop them. So how do we make them come out? In my case, and I did some research, there were only 2 fundamental things. One is get into a new place, an uncomfortable place, a different place, a new perspective. Second, give yourself permission to try, to play, to just goof around with something. And then let it go. If you start doing something, let it happen, let it come out. It may take you to a wonderful place. I had no idea this was in me. It took a stupid social networking site to pull it out. Give yourself a new place to go and see what happens. Thank you.